HTB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball. Hope you guys are well. Thanks again for tuning in. Yes, it's my review of the Kiwis versus Mate Ma'a Tonga. But before we get into it, hit that intro. Yes, as you can see behind me, I've got the Tongan flag, I've got the New Zealand flag. I'm pretty keen on this game here. What I'm going to be doing, guys, is going through the squads of both teams and then my thoughts on the squads, 5 predictions, as well as the conclusion. Alright, but before we get into it, just some fast facts for you guys. First time these two nations played each other was in 1995 in the Rugby League World Cup. New Zealand winning it just 25 points to 24. The last game they played was in 2019. And they played 6 games, so this will be their 7th game. But as it stands, New Zealand have won 5. Tonga have won only 1. And we all know when that was. That was the 2017 Rugby League World Cup. Kiwi squad. Joseph Manu is the fullback. The wings are Ronaldo Mulitalo as well as Jordan Rapana. The centres are Marata Newkore as well as Peter Huku. In the halves, you see Dylan Brown as well as Jerome Hughes. And the props are Jesse Bromwich as well as James Harris. Hooker is Brandon Smith. The second rows are Isaiah Papali as well as Kenny Bromwich. And the lock, Joseph Tapine. In the bench, you see Kieran Ford, Moses Leota, Nelson Asofa Solomona as well as Britton Nikora. And the 18th man is Jordan Riki. Mate Ma'a Tonga squad. Tolutau Gola is the fullback. Christian Tuipolotu as well as Sione Katoa are the wings. And the centres are Will Penisini as well as Moses Suli. The halves see Kotoni Stags as well as Talatau Amone. And the props are Aaron Whanau Black as well as Siosiwa Taukeaho. The hooker is Siliva Havili. Second rows are Sitili Tupounio as well as Kion Kolomatangi. And the lock, Jason Taumalolo. In the bench you see Sonny Luke, Hamole Olokatu as well as Devita Tola and Moaki Fotoika. And the 18th man is Joe Ofahengawe. You look for both squads. Mate Ma'a Tonga, just start with them. Powerful forward pack. No doubt about it. The likes of Aaron Whanau Black, Sosio Taukeaho, Jason Taumalolo. I mean, again, just those guys there alone. And then again, you look in the bench. You got the likes of Haumole Olkawatu, Fotoaika. Just a strong team. Overall, the squad here for mine in terms of forward power, I think it's as strong as it gets, to be honest with you. And then you look at the likes of Kotoni Stags, obviously, as well, coming in. Tolutau Gola as well. At fullback, one of the fastest players in the NRL, as they say. It's a very strong, well-balanced squad for mine. Obviously, though, when you look at this squad here, you look at the Kiwis, right? You got the likes of Isaiah Papali'i. You got the likes of James Harris, Jesse Bromwich. Again, some of these guys are big, strong units on their own. We all know what Papali'i can produce on a week-to-week basis. Nelson Asova Solomona straight from the bench as well. It's just a scary, imposing figure as well. But then I think for mine as well, when you look in the halves, for the Kiwis, you got the likes of Jerome Hughes as well as Dylan Brown. And again, when you're assessing those two, particularly in the halves there, you've got to give the edge to the Kiwis, I think, anyway. Even just Jerome Hughes on his own, I think is enough to do it. You got the likes of Joseph Manu as well at fullback. Very experienced campaigner. He's been around a few times. He knows exactly what he's doing. But then you look at the centres, right? You got the likes of Marata Newkore, so there's a bit of physicality, a bit of ball playing. And then you got Peter Huku, one of the slickest hands, I think, anyway, for a centre. Will Penisini, Moses Suli match up against those guys as well. So it's going to be very interesting, again, to see how either side really dictate their game. For mine, too, I'm looking in the wings, right? Tuipolotu, right, against Rapana. Katoa against Mulitalo. Teammate against teammate. Again, just part of the things we love about rugby league. But as I mentioned again, the forward battle is going to be key. Tapine versus Jay Taumalolo. Again, ironically, the battles of the JTs. Now it's going to be good. Kieran Foran comes off the bench for the Kiwis, providing the experience. Sonny Luke, I believe he's only played 1 or 2 games for the Penrith Panthers. So again, for him to come off in a big occasion, especially for Tonga versus New Zealand, I guess it's a testament to who he is as a player. And again, I'll be looking forward to seeing how he plays as well in this game in particular. But again, I touched on it before. Asofa Solomona as well as Oloka Atu, those are your 2 big men to look out for. But again, for both squads here, very physical. Very physical. Alright guys, my 5 players to watch for New Zealand. I've got Joseph Manu, dynamics, swift, fast, dynamite, experienced. He can do anything right? Again, just a very dangerous player on his own. You put him in fullback, and sometimes I argue and say that's probably just as good as it gets for him, right? Obviously centre, but you put him in fullback, much like in the 5'8" position, he just comes to his own. He'll be a good player to watch. Another one as well for mine is Jerome Hughes. We all know what the Melbourne Storm are doing. If you don't know, please look at their stats. They're beating everyone. He, as well as Munster, when they're teaming up, hardest to beat, but him on his own as well. He can dictate a game. He can lead a game. He's somebody that you can definitely shoulder on, rely on, just again, lean on. That the kicking game he has, the ability to break tackles at will, the defensive mind as well he has, leadership as well. It's going to be really hard. He's a very intense, competitive player. Another one I have for mine is Brandon Smith. We all know what the heck the Cheese can do. When they played Tonga last time, he was basically the maestro of attacking from the ruck, right? He was out from dummy half position like a bull in a china shop. There was nobody there who was able to stop him, running, tackling. He's a ferocious player as well. I reckon Cheese will be one of them as well. Isaiah Papali'i, and I touched on this before as well, didn't I? In regards to what he can produce, he's a physical specimen, hard ball carrier, but very, very strong, very powerful. Again, a keen eye on defense. If you see Isaiah Papali'i in terms of his defensive, watch him defensively. He's got a very good position for him, the way he sort of goes about it. But again, watch out for him. I think his stamina, his fitness, he's going to be hard to stop. Last but not least for the Kiwis, I've got Nelson Asofa Solomona. And again, like Olakau'atu in the Tongan team, you got Nas, who will be, in my opinion anyway, coming on, is that when the Tongans get tired, he's arguably probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest players, going around right now. Strong unit, powerful player, and somebody, again, who just knows how to bring it, I think, anyway. Now, for the Tongan team, I've got for myself Tolu Tau Gola. Now, we all know about the speed he produces for Manly, but if you really see him in open space, it's a sight to behold. I love seeing him in open space. And granted, this is a different defense altogether. But again, you watch him in open space, he's somebody to behold. For mine, though, catching him out in the open, again, maybe even acting as a bit of a rover, so to speak, sort of jumping around from attack to attack, where he can sort of fit him, I think he'll be key there. Another person for mine, Kotoni Staggs. Kotoni Staggs, on his day, arguably one of the greatest centres going at the moment, right? On his day, playing for Tonga, right? It's where the pride is. How will he sort of answer what happened, with that snub there, potentially? It'll be interesting to see, again, Staggs playing a position he doesn't really normally play. But again, when he played it for Tonga against Australia, you could say he was perfect for that position. So again, what does he produce here? We'll have to wait and see, but I'm looking forward to it. Another player for mine is Aaron Fanor-Black. Yes, Warriors prop, Warriors ex-captain, should be captain again anyway, I digress. You guys know how I feel about him. Love him. Meter eater. Big, strong, robust, strong Tongan player. The dude is absolute crazy when he gets the ball in hand. A leader as well. Will just be part of that forward momentum that Tonga will produce when they play. Is a key facet for it. And again, ball in hand, hard to stop. You don't want to run at him either. So again, Adam Fanor-Black for mine. Second to last as well, Jason Taumalolo, the co-captain alongside Taukeaho. Experience, hearty, he's got a feel for the game. He's an absolute brute. Arguably the strongest forward player I've seen of all time, in my own opinion. Just a hard man to stop. Dude's on fire. And obviously, again, you put on that red jersey for him and he's a whole different player. Look out for him as well. Last but not least, I have Haumole Olakau'atu. And I've touched on this many a time, especially with Nelson Asofa Solomona. But Haumole coming off the bench is just, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, you've just been through hell with Tupou Niwa, Kion Kolomatangi, Taukeaho, Adam Fanor-Black, Jason Taumalolo, Sliva Havili. And then all of a sudden, in the interchange, you've got Haumole Olakau'atu coming. This guy fends you if you tackle him high. He absolutely runs over you if you tackle him low. You know what I mean? If you think you've got him, he's already got the ball away. And if you think you're outrunning him, he's already got you. He's just a very good all-round player. But what he does specifically for mine that I really like is, again, the ball in hand stuff. Just he's such a lengthy guy, right? 196 centimeters, close to 2 meters tall, with the ball in hand as well. Very, very dangerous again. But in saying that, a powerful, strong dude. Again, if you're the Kiwis, you need to be bracing the second wind of Tongan forwards coming along, and I think he's going to be a key feature for them coming off from the bench. So when push comes to shove in this game here, for mine, I'm going to be looking at stamina. For mine, I'm going to be looking at players who jump up when it matters the most. For mine, I'm going to be looking at players who are going really well, especially in the halves. See, for me, as much as I love the Tongan, forward pack, as much as I love the Kiwi backs in general, for me, where this game is won or lost is the spine, right? Torotau, Goula, got Tony Staggs, Taratau Amone, as well as Siliva Havili. Compare that to Joseph Manu, Dylan Brown, Jerome Hughes, as well as Brandon Smith. In my own opinion, the spine for the Kiwis is better than the spine for Tonga. But in saying that, obviously anything can sort of happen. Now, in terms of the prediction, in terms of guessing it, for mine, it's a home game for New Zealand. Yes, it is a home game for Tonga too, in that sense. We all know the Red Sea and stuff. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time as well, it is a home game for the Kiwis. Realistically, though, for mine, I'm going to have to look at the halves here. And I think for mine, I'm going to be going for the Kiwis to win this game. It should be a somewhat tight game. But I reckon for mine, the Kiwis win by at least 13, like at least 14 points. That's what I think, honestly. I reckon New Zealand 34, Tonga 20 or 18 points. That's what I reckon. At the end of the day, the experience of the halves, particularly when you got the likes of Kieran Foran coming in as well, I think that's what will matter the most in this game. Obviously, brute force is part of it, but the Kiwis do have a bit of enforcers themselves. But in saying that, it seems like for this Tongan squad too, it's a young team with some of them playing some key positions, which will be beneficial for them in the long run for their Rugby League World Cup campaign, much like the Kiwis. But at the same time as well, this is a game here where you want to sort of tweak it around. But yeah, that's my thoughts there. All right, guys, to conclude the game overall, this game here is the beautiful game, right? It'll be the first game in New Zealand since 2019. It has been such a long time between sleeps. And I'm just looking forward to it. The pride of the Tongan people, obviously, coming in together for this one here. And that Kiwi spirit, that Kiwi mana as well. Both of them clashing, but I'm absolutely looking forward to this here. I got to say, though, at the same time, as much as we love the clashes here of these two cultural groups, I think at the same time it brings a sense of unity, right? Pacifica coming together, New Zealand, Tonga, and we all know how much the Tongan community has influenced New Zealand, and I just think for myself it's awesome as, yes, it is true, you guys know, and if you don't, now you do. I was born in New Zealand, Tongan background, but for me, I love both, and it's always a hard game for me to pick. I don't lose either way. But in saying that, I've got to personally back the black here. But in saying that, it's going to be a good game nonetheless. Yeah, enjoy this game. It's going to be awesome as both these teams building up for the Rugby League World Cup. But in saying that, guys, I'm done for now. Take it easy. See you guys next time. And if your team, New Zealand, Tonga, if you guys want to win, what do you have to do? Hold the ball. That's it. Take it easy. See you guys next time. Afat. Oh, yeah, and before I go, I forgot to say, kia ora. And Malole. And yes, again, enjoy. International Rugby League is beautiful. Be safe. Have fun, guys, if you go in there live. But yeah, take it easy. Bless you.